Hey kids, it's Lisa, and I am back for my third video of the day. I wasn't going to film two, much less three videos, but I got inspired for this one because the letter carrier just arrived and brought something I've been waiting for a while, which was, I've been trying to get it for a while, which was the pocket size version of this AGM tarot, premium tarot of AE weight. I have the standard size. I've done a video on this before in the German, and I've talked about how beautiful this deck is. That the clarity of the images rivals really vintage Rider Waite, and the cardstock is lovely, and it has the crackle backings from the original. Not the very first limited print run, but the 1909, basically the second run, but Pamela A. So the artwork is Pamela A. The quality and coloration is excellent, and it's a wonderful, beautiful deck. The little white book, which is not so little, it's quite chunky, has text written by none other than Rachel Pollack. So fabulous, fabulous deck, and I've wanted it in the pocket size and in the English. The titles are not in Pixie's calligraphy, and that's true of the English as well. So that's the one drawback of the deck. But otherwise, you know, a beautiful deck, beautiful cardstock. It is, in terms of the imagery, it's the same deck as the blue box AGM edition, which is sometimes called the Deluxe. It is the size of the box, the thickness of the cards, and the coloration. No, actually, the cardstock isn't quite as nice on the blue box, but the images are, the coloration, the detail, exactly the same. The backs differ. So cardstock different. This one, the blue back of the Deluxe, is thinner, thicker on the orange box. But in terms of the clarity of the print, it is the same deck. Now the blue box, this is the English. The blue box is pretty available. I mean, I think I got mine from Book Depository. You can get this one, the Deluxe Tarot of AE weight. You can get the standard size, you can get the pocket size pretty easily. This is the ISBN for this versus the ISBN for this one. I can't remember if I lost my train of thought, but the white book, does this even have this must have a white book. Maybe it doesn't. Super quick insert. I found the little white book for the Deluxe, the blue box, and so just, you know, it's just a kind of standard, you know, nothing special, very brief meanings compared to the Rachel Pollack white book that comes with the new orange box premium. And there isn't the crackle back. This is, you know, I would say the definitive modern reprinting of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So I've been wanting it in English in the pocket size. So just to refresh our mind about pocket size decks. So this is a pocket edition of the, I mean, I just got this, it's made in China, and the recent made in China pocketed Rider-Waite decks, whether you're getting the regular size, the standard size, the giant size, or the pocket size, or the mini size, I think they're excellent, actually. The cardstock is excellent, and the coloring is excellent. This is a perfectly nice little pocket-sized deck. It has the calligraphy font. It has really chunky, nice cardstock. It feels nice. And it's not expensive. It's readily available. It's got the kind of standard little white book that we all know so well. And, you know, there's also this pocket size version of the Centennial. And, you know, many of us just adore the Centennial. The size of the cards between the Centennial in a tin and the pocket, same width. The Centennial's a little bit longer. I think technically this is bridge size. You know, I love my Centennial. I have it in full size. I have it in the tin. In fact, I got it in the tin. That was my first purchase. The Emperor is one of my soul cards. The coloration of this Emperor, I always talk about how I don't always, but today I've now talked like in 2 videos about, or today and yesterday, about how much I love these palettes of pumpkin and olive and that sort of, you know, coloration in the Emperor. I mean, I love this Centennial Edition tin size deck. Cannot wait. You can pre-order it, I think. The Centennial is coming out in a borderless edition. Cannot wait. I mean, yeah. But all this said, again, in terms of the classic Rider-Waite, not the sort of age coloration of the Centennial, but in terms of the classic Rider-Waite, this AGM Premium Edition, I think, is the definitive one. Doesn't have the calligraphy, has the typeset fonts, but nonetheless. So I wanted it in a pocket edition, and it came today. Now, at first I was like, what the what? The pocket box? I mean, this is it, what's going on here? This is the format it's coming in now. And actually it's great because the little white book, instead of being like a little white book, it's a full-size one, and it is the English edition with the, I don't have my glasses, you know, with the, sorry, can you see this? Hold on, I'm sorry guys, I can't see what I'm doing because A, I don't have my glasses, and B, the lighting isn't great, and C, you know, I'm using my computer, and that's always goofy. Okay, here it is, here it is. So, cracklebacks. I want to compare the cardstock and the image quality, and I'm going to put on my goofy glasses so I actually can see what I'm doing. All right. Hi. I can see. These are reading glasses. I'm extraordinarily nearsighted, like blind nearsighted. I wear contact lenses. And my eyesight is so bad that I actually forget that I'm blind as a bat because I have my contact lenses in from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. But now, as I get old, as I become aged and decrepit, I'm still as nearsighted as ever, but now I'm also farsighted. So, whence these babies. Okay, so the suspense is killing me. Okay. Don't you love the smell of new tarot? Okay. So let's go through these. First of all, let me crack open both packages and just do a kind of side-by-side comparison with the Pocket US Games and this new, yeah, ooh, chunky, chunky, chunky. So this is the new Crackleback AGM. Yeah, so this is the Chinese printing, easy to purchase from Amazon or wherever, your local tarot emporium of the Pocket Edition. And you can see just from the side-by-side that the cardstock in this, while nice, is not as thick and beefy as the cardstock in the premium. And by the way, this is the ISBN. And to the touch, yeah, I can feel in the Crackleback, I can feel it being beefier. I would also say they're almost exactly the same size. The rounded corners are more rounded in the Crackleback. Can you see that? So it's just, I can't measure it, but it definitely makes the border look different. Truth be told, I probably like the border on the US Games version. The feel of the cardstock in terms of silkiness, really indistinguishable. The level of detail is, this is the Crackleback. So let's see, how can I, whoops. If you look at the mountains on the Crackleback, you can see more granularity than if you look at the mountains on the US Games. So I would say, while the US Games current version, it has the calligraphy, it's got nice cardstock, the imagery is not as sharp. The coloration, this is the Chinese US Games, this is the AGM. I would say the AGM is a little more, in certain ways, it's just, in some ways it's more muted, in some ways it isn't. The yellows are more mustardy in the US Games, but the blues are duskier in the Crackleback AGM. And you can sort of see the contrast between the tights and the sky in the Crackleback is more pronounced. So I'm not going to go through these deck by deck, card by card. Crackleback is in this hand. Just give you a few. Obviously, I would say, again, the Crackleback, whoops, how was I doing it before? I can't remember. The Crackleback, the coloring is more subtle. I'm getting this all catawampus screwed up. Okay. Crackleback. Not having Pixie's calligraphy makes a big difference to a lot of people. The Crackleback doesn't have a copyright. That's pretty nice. Now, in terms of, well, let's just, because I have it handy and it's my card. So, again, this is the Centennial. This is the US Games. And you can see the US Games, the Centennial, the Centennial, the US Games. You can see a little bit of it's pretty subtle. I don't know it shows up very much. A little bit of the shifting in the coloring. Death would be a better one to show. Hold on. So the Centennial has much more muted, aged, right? This is the US Games. The colors are more garish. And this is the AGM. I don't think you can really tell the difference. Okay, to my eye, if you look at the water, the card in the foreground is the AGM. So, it is more muted. It's not sort of as muted as the more sepia tone of the Centennial. Okay, I sort of feel like that may not have all been that clear. I'm going to watch this video again and see if it's even worth posting. Bottom line, if you can get the crackle back, it's delish. Cardstock is nice and beefy. If you really like the muted coloring and you want a pocket size edition, and you don't mind the copyright, the Centennial in a tin is a fabulous, fabulous deck. And then finally, I would say US Games is doing a good job now with their Chinese printings. So it's more garish. But, I mean, if you're me, you got to have all of them, right? They're all really nice decks. But I am thrilled now to have the crackle back. And it smells so good. Okay, I do believe this is my last video for today. I have that kind of like super like caffeinated buzz. I haven't drunk that much coffee, but something about making 3 videos in one day. And, doing so in the context of like, having had some heavy grief of late, I feel like there's something, maybe it's just that kind of like release. So if I seem a little bit oddly and absurdly giddy, I hope you'll put up with me. Okay, all. Thank you for your practice.